Well, guys, welcome back to the channel. Oh, we're running that yellow. Oh! Welcome back to the channel. We were at the shop super late last night, but today's Friday, and I got a haircut yesterday, but I actually pretty much got the wiring done last night on the Fox, and holy shit, let me tell you, I've learned a lot. Shout out Streetcar Joe for the knowledge, but I definitely want to do another one, because now that I know how everything kind of works and goes together, I almost want to take mine completely apart and start over, but I don't want to do that and kill the progress of the car. But at some point I'm going to completely redo mine, but I would like to do another one here soon because it's kind of fresh in my mind, and there's definitely a lot of things I could have done that have been a lot easier and more efficient. I just made it harder on myself because I really didn't know, like, you know, order process, you know, how everything should go, what's the easiest way to do stuff. I had an idea in my head and I routed things a certain way and did it a certain way, and now I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't do that next time. But that's how you learn things, is you try things and you fail, and some things work and some things don't. There's some things I did I was like, oh, this came out pretty good, and then some other things like, man, I should have redone that. But always a learning process. So anyways, excited to completely finish that. I literally have like a couple wires left, but the main stuff is all done. Everything's pinned to the Holley. We're ready to go with that. So I want to give it some power today, make sure everything turns on. Not the engine, but I want to give the Holley some power today, make sure everything turns on. But yeah, then after that, I got the turbo kit back from being polished, and it looks so sick. I can't wait to show you guys. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I posted on Instagram already. But yeah, we're gonna put the turbo kit on hopefully today, because I need the turbo kit on to pretty much do everything else, to plumb everything, make sure everything fits. I still got to mount fuel filter and then the clear view filter for the oil. So I got to find spots for those, but I didn't want to mount them without the turbo kit being on, because you know how that goes. And then I also want to, I got to make the hard line for the fuel cell. So a lot of that stuff, though, the turbo kit needs to be on so you can make sure that everything's clearanced correctly. So there's a lot going on the Fox this weekend. Then obviously we got a lot of shop cars we're working on too. So trying to balance those, it's been a struggle. But we're going to make some good progress on the Fox this weekend. I'll keep you guys updated. Oh, and the reason why I got a haircut, I was looking pretty scruffy, but it's Kennedy's birthday tomorrow. So make sure you tell Kennedy happy birthday, the 15th, Saturday, April. So I had to get cleaned up just in case, you know.
Trash girl.
No, you're not.
Yep.
You're the tuna.
Call me if you need me to throw out your trash.
Gee. Sheesh.
All you do is take videos and pictures of your car. You don't even work on it.
What am I
You're
supposed
not
to
even
do?
a real mechanic.
Wow. Oh, wow. Has a birthday one time. Gets angry. Nice. She's fired. Little Corsa action. So we did some long tubes on this. And a nice Corsa. Once again, another good customer. Brand new car. Never touched. Bought all the parts through us. And Kennedy's fired.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Goodbye. So, after a little insight from Streetcar Joe, and had to move some wires around. So now it's not as clean as it was before, but you know, that's how it goes. Oh, nice, Anthony. That guy. A little ignition. Check it out. Woo! These large. I can get anything Holley, by the way, if you need it. But these large screens are so sick. Woo! Pretty cool. So, got power to the screen at least. I gotta mess with the pump. Fan's turning on. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot to show my street car. Check that out. Pretty street car right there. So I got some stuff to fix. I had a couple wires wrong, so I had to move them around. So obviously I got a zip tie. I got pretty much put everything back to where it's supposed to be. Got to work on a few things. This is my first one, so I kind of did some stuff wrong. Learned a few things. Luckily, I got Streetcar Joe to help me out. So, but it's pretty exciting seeing the screen on. And obviously we got a long ways to go, but that's a good sign. So, pretty exciting. So, still got to plumb the car. Got to mount the mechanical pump back on, get a belt on that, plumb the fuel lines, CO2 lines, coolant lines, zip tie everything up. Still got to mount the fuel filter and the oil filter, do the EGT bungs. So there's still a decent amount of work left, but we got some power. Alright guys, well, starting to get to mounting the rest of the things I have. Oil filter with the clear view on it. These things are super nice. And then I got the System 1 fuel filter. It's a freaking mess over here. System 1 fuel filter, also super nice. So I got to mount this guy. I mounted the stuff for the puke tank lines. They're going to go there. And this bracket I just made out of some chromoly, half-inch chromoly tubing is going to hold the clear view. So, move that fitting. It's going to sit something like that. So, I made this little deal, and then Joe welded it up for me. But it's got a bolt off the valve cover, and then a bolt off the front cover with a sleeve. And then this guy is just going to be held right there. Pretty cool. If you guys have never seen this before, you can literally see any debris in there, and then you can add some compressed air, move it all around. So, got that guy, and then like I said, after, I pretty much just need to make the tabs for that, and then we'll make the mount for the System 1 fuel filter. Probably, most likely, somewhere over here, or somewhere back there against the firewall. And you kind of want to do this stuff before you plumb the car, because you run out of room real quick. So I threw like all the dash 16 fittings off the pump and the radiator and off the block so that I can get an idea, because like I said, you start adding all these things, the fuel filter, the oil filter, and then you got these large dash 16 things, you start to run out of room really, really fast. So that's what we're working on, so we can start plumbing the car. Alright, so in true Dave fashion, you know, I never listen to Joe, and I was making that bracket, and this is kind of how stuff goes when you're trying to make custom stuff, but the metal that I had for Joe, because I had a piece of carbon steel, because that tubing is all chromoly for the bracket I was making, well, it was a little too thin, a little too wobbly. So, in the trash that went, and I just had Joe weld that up. Like I said, I tacked everything up. You know, when it comes to welding, I'm like the 5-year-old kid playing soccer. You know when there's like 5-year-old kids playing soccer and they're like a swarm of bees because they don't know how to play soccer, they don't understand how the game goes? That's me with welding right now. I'm not there yet, okay? But I can tack 4 out of 10 times. So, yeah, not really good. Anyways, so of course I had Joe weld the 2 spots I made. So essentially I put a spacer here, tab there, bent to 90, bent to 45 down, and I tacked that stuff, had Joe come weld it, and then I just had him weld that thin sheet of metal, and it was too thin. This thing was like, oh, going all over the place like a fat guy riding in a bouncy car. So I threw that away, as you saw, and of course I find, I think that was 16th inch, and this is 8th inch piece of steel. I cut it off of an old mid plate we had. So it's just like a junk mid plate. So I just cut that out. And Joe left. So the 5-year-old soccer player welder Dave had to weld. And yeah, don't look too close. It's okay. But now she's sturdy. But check that out. I'm pretty happy with how that came out. So that's the clear view filter. Yeah. It's backwards right now. You can rotate them however you want. That's just how I have it right now. Because I want to come out this side. So there's an in on this side, in and out on that side. So I'm probably just going to rotate it. But anyways, it's friggin' sturdy. So now what I'm going to do, possibly tomorrow, because I'm going to paint that obviously, because got to hide my ugly welds. Make something similar, I think, on this side. I don't have this exact bolt. This is for like an idler. So this comes out really far from the front cover, which helps. I don't have that over here, so I'd have to run like a huge spacer. So I'm gonna run something a little similar but different on that side. But the fuel filter is a little bit smaller. I mean, this guy's tiny compared to this massive thing. So we'll see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make something kind of similar idea over here. But yeah, just took some 1/2-inch chromoly tube that we had laying around and bent that. And yeah, we're making some steady progress. I know it's not the progress I want to make, but I got a bunch of cars that were, I got a shop now. So I got to work on customer cars at the same time. And so just trying to balance that while still working on my car. And luckily I have some people that help me out at the shop so that I can work on my car a little bit here and there, but still got to keep the customers happy. So, we're just making some progress over here. So like I said, now that's mounted. I just got to make the fuel filter mounting, and then literally I can actually start plumbing the car after that. And this weekend, I believe Joe's going to make the hard line off the fuel cell, because we got the mechanical pump down there. So all the fuel. Yeah. We are getting not really close, but we are like, I can smell the methanol already. So that's going to do it for today's video. Just want to give you guys an update that I'm working on the Fox. Don't worry. And we're making some good progress. Not the progress we want, but the progress we need. So we're getting there slowly but surely. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Check out coyotedirect.com. Remember, if you need parts for a car that's non-Coyote, you can also hit me up. I don't typically sell like OEM stuff. Sometimes I can get it. But if you're trying to make some power, you need intake, cams, exhaust, wheels. I do a lot of wheels, tires, suspension. Whatever you need, hit me up, sales@coyotedirect.com. Be more than happy to help you out. See you guys on the next one.